Ba-na-na-na-na. Hey, bum, bum, bum. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, welcome to KocoSports. It's me and my tag team partner, Boom Boom, on New Year's Eve here in Japan. World's End just came to an end, and as always, we ask you win, loss, or tie. But of course, the wrestling world and escapism and sports entertainment can't just be that. So before I get to Boom Boom's win, loss, or tie, I'm just going to say, Rant and Review did a video on Chris Jericho situation. I'm one of those guys that it's unpopular, but it should be the thing that you do. I'm going to wait until all the details are out. Once again, if he's guilty, he should be gone. I feel like we have to do this once a week. If he's guilty, he should be gone. If he's found innocent, the people that accused him should be punished. That's the way it should work. I know when it comes to Twitter, everyone's like, I know what happened. How? How do you know what happened? And then the guys that do know what happens, like I knew for 5 years. Why are you a horrible human being? So we might do a thing on Chris Jericho once the facts are out. But, you know I always find the timing to be weird on these things. But like I said, no matter what the situation is, if Jericho's guilty, fucking get rid of him. If he's not guilty, people that accused of him should be there. Just because if you've worked in media, it's like me and Boom Boom have, if you've worked in security like I have, if you've been around celebrities like me and Boom Boom, if you've been around big chunks of people, they're not always telling the truth. So the older you get and you don't want Twitter followers, you're like, let's see where this goes. And I think that's my stance on it. Booms, before we get to the most important part, pro wrestling, do you have anything to say about the Jericho situation? Because I'm sure that's all people are going to care about, and I think the timing is suspicious. Go ahead.
I mean, you know what? Let's just let the facts come out. I mean, it's just the timing is suspicious. Why now, of all times? But right now nobody's been charged, nobody's been arrested, so let's just let things play out.
All right, and I'm sure most of the comments will be about that. It seems like that's what took over Twitter, but we're here to review World's End. When more facts come out, maybe Boom 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 will do a show just on that. Rant and Review has, so check out him on the YouTube machine. And now Boom Boom, now that we got the icky stuff out of the way, win, loss, or tie, what did you think of World's End?
Overall, I'm gonna give it like a weak win, maybe a strong tie, because I felt like the early part of the card wasn't that great, but it progressively got better as the night went on. So I think it pulled it up to about a weak win, strong tie in that ballpark.
I'm kind of I'm kind of on the same boat, but I'm not going to give it a weak win. I'm just going to straight up give it a tie. And the final 3 matches saved the pay-per-view. If it wasn't for the final 3 matches, this would have been a loss. So if you're like one of those guys, like, I want to read the results and watch the best matches, I would only watch the final 3. The last hour or so was peak. And some people are like, yeah, you want to see that. But at the same time, it's like, you don't want to sit 3-4 hours of doing absolutely dick all. And can I just say something? I want to make a video later. I know, especially in North America, you're divided on everything. McDonald's, Burger King, Coke, Pepsi, AEW, WWE, my leader, your leader. We have to find a middle ground. 8-man tag should not be on pay-per-view. I don't care if you're New Japan, AEW, Noah, maybe not Dragon Gate, but I'll put him in. Fuck it. No, we got to put our foot down. Dragon Gate, WWE, AEW, Impact, MLW. An 8-man tag should never, ever, 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 ever be on a pay-per-view. I am so fucking sick of when another company does an 8-man tag, that's fucking stupid and a waste of time. But when my company does it, I don't understand why you don't like it. 8-man tags are fucking worthless. They are fucking worthless. They are fucking worthless. If it ain't Thanksgiving and goddamn Survivor Series, or possibly some gimmick in Dragon Gate, fuck off. Fuck off. That's just an intermission. I'm getting tired of it. I'm going to make a video, Boom Boom. that all the companies could agree 8-man tags in a fucking pay-per-view fucking suck balls. I don't care what your fucking company is. It sucks balls. Boom, boom. If you're going to start Birmingham Boom Boom, the Triple B, Birmingham Boom Boom Wrestling, BBB, and you're going to put that in your backyard and you're like, hey, dude, we got a big event. We're going to have a fucking 8-man tag on the big event. Boom, boom. Sorry, I love you, but I'm going to tell you that's a dumb fucking idea. I don't care what fucking company does it. It is a waste of fucking time. It's just is. It's just, like, how do you fucking not look at your phone? How? Oh, what team wins? Who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck on which team wins? No one cares. Not a goddamn soul cares. No one. No one. Don't believe me? Put in a comment. I love 8-man tags. And then I'm going to put a fucking alarm on my phone in 3 years to contact you and ask you who is an 8-man tag. And then I'll say, who's the main event at World's End? And you'll remember who's in the main event, not the 8-man tag. 8-man tags are fucking worthless. They're garbage. Haktui. Don't like them. Don't care. Let's break it down. Me and Boom Boom were a little late to the party, so we're going to skip a lot of 8-man tags. Willow Nightingale defeated Chris Statlander. I heard it was sloppy as shit. Kill Switch.
Yeah,
Go ahead,
yeah,
son.
I think it was just the ending was just kind of like they kind of botched it, but instead of like ended it on a botch, they just kind of called an audible and kind of did it again. Willow hit the Doctor Bomb on Statlander, but it just didn't look good, so they went ahead and had Chris kick out, and so Willow got her back up, hit another Doctor Bomb. This time it looked good, and so she got the win. So Willow Nightingale defeats Chris Statlander.
But on a TikTok, it said AEW women. Holy shit, dude. I'm so tired of pro wrestlers being mentally weak. I'm so fucking tired. Can you imagine a quarterback throwing 6 interceptions and then crying about knee surgeries? You would just ask them to retire. I don't care if you got a cha-cha, a wiener, a pole, a hole. I don't care what you got down there. If your whole fucking gimmick is the internet's mean and I'm fucking sacrificing my body, I just think you're fucking mentally goddamn weak. And it's time to fucking retire. You know, they did this funny video where, like, you know, it was pretty funny. I laughed. But at the same time, I'm like, the joke is you're mentally fucking weak. Could you see anyone? I fucking, you know what I mean? Because here's the thing. If you're a running back and you go to a press conference or you do it and you're like, oh, I'm getting tired of the internet. My fucking knees are shot. They just cut you. If you're in Hollywood, let's go entertainment route, and you're like, I fucking hate acting, fuck the fans, and fuck being in movies. They stop fucking hiring you. I'm just saying, you know, some part of our life, we have to either treat them like entertainers and be like, well, you're fucking not bringing in numbers, you're gone, or you got to treat them like athletes. You're not bringing in numbers, you're not. But the wrestlers live in this mentally fucking weak world where they can go on TikTok and be like, the internet's mean to me and I sacrificed my knees. I've worked in sports. Just imagine. Now, no one loses their fucking knees more than running backs in the NFL. Well, besides infantry. Semper Fi. But we're talking athletic sports. Running backs' knees are shot. That's why they want to get shorter contracts so they can get their money earlier, because their careers will, on average, last longer than other positions. So, running backs' knees are fucking shot. If me and Boom Boom, as sports reporters, put on a sports cap, we walked in, and the fucking goddamn running back was like, I fucking busted up my goddamn knees, and you're saying that I'm not getting enough yards, you'd be like, oh, his career's over. His career is over. That's it. Your career would be over. But wrestling is like this middle ground where as long as you worship in your gods and you hate the fucking fans, you're okay. It's a weird, weird fucking take in the world. You know? Do it in Marine Corps infantry. Oh, my knees are shot. I don't give a fuck. Do it in football. Well, your career's over. Do it in entertainment. Well, I guess your career's over. But in wrestling, no, it's the fans that are at Raw. It reminds me, holy shit, if I can get the copyright, boom, boom. Have you ever seen The Last Boy Scout? One of the greatest fucking movies of all time.
God, that's been a long time, but yeah, it's been a long time.
Oh, God. It's 90s greatness, okay? If you're like, hey, dude, what's the 90s? So basically, Damon Wayans, hilarious fucking dude, is crying about his fucking knees and being injured, and that's why he does cocaine. And Bruce Willis just flushes it down the toilet and basically says, cry me a river or some shit. I just wish I had the clip right now, because that's how it comes off. That's how it comes off. You don't have to do it. You can get another
Well, but
job.
did the athlete say that, or was it just the TikTok who said that?
No, it was like them doing a comedy skit. But they do it all the time. It's like, oh, fucking internet's mean to us. It's like, go play fucking defense for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Go play shortstop for the New York Yankees. Go serve in the goddamn infantry. Go serve in fucking Hollywood. Go be a stuntman. You know how fucking fast? Oh, I can't do that for fucking... I can't do that for you, sir. My knees are shot. All right, then why the fuck are you here? Why are you here? So I just find it interesting. I know it was just a thing, but it's one of those things. I think pro wrestlers are fucking mentally weak, and now they're like, ha ha ha, get it? Ha 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 ha. It's like, yeah, you did it any other occupation, you'd just be fired. I don't get it. I don't fucking get it. Maybe I'm an asshole, but
well, yeah, but that's not related to this question.
Yeah. I don't know. I just find it weird that. Okay, let's put it this way. Jim Kelly. And this is a little bit more about pro wrestling. I'm looking at you, Taz. Jim Kelly lost 4 Super Bowls in a row. It was a rough 4. I mean, the first one was close. Then as the other 4 came, it got bigger and bigger gap of winning. All right? Jim Kelly was the quarterback, right? What if Jim Kelly came on fucking NBC, ABC and said, the reason I didn't win those Super Bowls was because of the fans? You'd find that to be fucking ridiculous. In Hollywood, there is a million fucking movies that have sequels. Some of the sequels don't do so well. Before there was universes and the MCU, it would be hard to get 2-3 movies, and a lot of them would get shittier in quality. They wouldn't be like, oh, well, it's the fucking fans' fault. I just think we slowly but surely have become mentally weak. That's it.
Sir?
Yes. Second match.
This is a Wendy's.
Sorry, man. I just fucking got off topic here. I've been sick. I haven't streamed or did videos like in a week. Just fucking throwing it out there. Fucking, our knees are fucking shot. That's my fault.
All right. Next, we had a battle royal where the winner would receive a TNT title match at any time, any place, anywhere. So, long story short, Killswitch, the wrestler formerly known as Luchasaurus, pulled out the victory, possibly set up some foreshadowing for later on in the evening.
There you go. And the last pre-show match, Hook defeated Wheeler Yuta by submissions. It was FTW rules for the FTW Championship. Do you have anything to say, or do you just want to go right to the pay-per-view, sir?
Yeah. This is a question. There's 2 things.
All
One,
right.
This is just my commentary. One, can we keep Hook out of the tattoo parlors, please? It's like every time he shows up on TV, he's got another shitty tattoo.
I mean, as long as it's important to him. I don't know. I'm the king of shitty tattoos.
Dude, look, if I'm going to sit down and let somebody put ink on me, by God, I'm going to make sure it's good quality stuff.
Oh, no.
Because it's permanent.
I disagree. You go into that goddamn shitty-ass fucking place, get a goddamn tattoo, and you fucking regret it. I don't know. I've had some... I was never in jail, but you know how they call jailhouse tattoos? Oh, I've had some shitty tattoos. I got Spider-Man on my leg. I got a Cocoa Puff bird with 1,000 like different military symbols in it on my back. And then I got the Usmic. Got the Usmic right here. Literally, if you look at my tattoos, the longer you look at my tattoos, you're just like, Dave, how much did you pay for that? I was like, $6. And you're like, it shows. It fucking shows. Like, yeah, dude, my tattoos fucking suck. But that's part of it. But the thing is, I think the tattoos should be something special for you. Like, I'm gonna get like, I think 5 or 6 more tattoos. But the older I get, I just forget. Like when I was younger, like this is when you're younger. You're like, I'm gonna get an Usmic tattoo. Let's fucking do it right now. Now you're older. You're like, one day I'll get it. And you never do. So get tattoos. Regret them. That's part of your life. Just don't get them on your face because it's gonna be a while before that's normal in the working place. I was smart enough to get tattoos that were easily to cover up. Because I was like, I'm gonna get some dumbass tattoos, but I definitely want them to be covered up. You know what I mean?
Right. And so, but my next question about Hook is, this is like a booking question. If you're a booker here, do you like the direction they're taking Hook, or do you feel like by now we've kind of established who he is and we need to see a little bit more from him? We need to see something different.
That's a tough call. I don't know. I think he's okay where he's at. It would be different like if he showed me a lot of talent. I don't know if he should have his own title, but everyone has a goddamn title in this fucking world now. I don't know. I'm on the fence on this one because here's the thing. I see your point, but my point is he's not that good. So how much more can you give him?
Well, I guess that's what I'm saying. He hasn't really. Has he really shown that much improvement? I mean, yeah, it worked. I mean, it was good to establish him, but here we are, fast forward at least a year and a half, almost 2 years later, he's still doing the same thing.
Whatever happened to that really funny guy? Like, him and him should have been a tag team a lot longer. Fuck.
Oh, Hook?
Danhausen?
Hookhausen?
Yeah, like, I thought that was perfect because they could improve while still being entertaining and be under the radar. Does that make sense? But is Danhausen hurt or I don't know.
No, he's come back from injury. As far as I know, he's good to wrestle. He just doesn't.
Yeah. I don't know. They got to figure out something. I might even put him with the legends, like have him defeat people like Hardy and stuff like that, just so that he's in there with someone experienced but with very little value. I don't know, because I thought WWE, when they booked Randy Orton, was really clever with the Legend Killer. Because the Legend Killer is like, all right, this guy's not going to lose many... The Legend's not going to lose much stock. He's going to rise, but while he's in there and his stock is rising, he's with experienced wrestlers. So, maybe a Legend Killer or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, because as it stands right now, he's only lost one match.
Yeah, and I think that's okay. I would just protect him just because he's not that good yet.
So they have. All right. Nothing else. I've got nothing else to say on that. Then we started the pay-per-view formally. And so they had an 8-man tag team match. This featured every people who participated in the Continental Classic. On one side, you had Brody King, Jay Lethal, Jay White, and Roosh versus Bryan Danielson, Claudio Castagnoli, Daniel Garcia, and Mark Briscoe. I know you said that, you hate these 8-man tag matches. To me, I guess it kind of made sense because they were here was everybody who was in the Continental Classic. Hats off to them. They did a great job. There were some great matches. There were some great competitors, and so they let them to interact. I saw a matchup between Bryan Danielson and Jay White, and I'm like, yeah, I'd like to see this. I'd like to see this one-on-one. I think Garcia going out there really showed out. Even my wife kind of commented about how far along Garcia's coming. And remember, he only won one match, but he won a big one. He beat Brody King, and so they were interacting again. And then
Poor
Garcia,
Jay Lethal lost everything.
He lost every match, and he was the guy who ate the pinfall in this match.
Oh, Jesus. Poor Jay Lethal.
So I think they're setting up for something with Jay Lethal.
Maybe. Jay White got a huge ovation. I think he's improved a lot, and I
Yeah, I
think he
think
works
they're.
better in America.
I think they're also setting up for something between. I guess I'm going to call them the former Jericho Appreciation Society and the House of Black because Brody King had some very not nice things to say to Daddy Magic Matt Menard.
Yeah. Well, this 8-man tag is a lot better than the next 8-man tag, but this should be on
hmm
free television or pre-show. This should
Yeah,
not be opening up a pay-per-view.
yeah, it was, but I think it was good for for like an opening match. Like okay, at least this wasn't like further down the card. I think anywhere further down the card it would have been bad, but I think this where it was, it was okay. All right, next we had Andrade El Idolo versus Miro. Uh, and of course, the story is that C.J. Perry, who is Miro's real life wife, is, you know, being a real life manager for Andrade. It was kind of like she was kind of like the focal point of the match. I thought it was started off okay because you had Miro taking it to Andrade early. Uh, Andrade starting to fight his way back out, but then it goes into crazy territory because there was a point where finally Andrade had managed to capitalize. He started locking in the figure eight. It looked like Miro might be done for, and then CJ Perry just swept the arms out from under Andrade. This allowed uh, Miro to get up, hits Andrade with the pump kick, then locks him in the game over, makes him tap. And so I'm just like, I don't understand Koco. I mean, I really don't understand why this happened. I mean, was this a setup? Did she plan this all along? Was this a change of heart that she had? Why not start managing her husband from the get-go? Why? I just don't understand.
Yeah, yeah. The storyline makes no sense, but you North Americans, you guys love storylines even if they go nowhere. I think Andrade's just headed to WWE. The announcers were like, "Oh, this is probably the last time we're gonna see him," and he's always crying on Twitter. So he's probably headed off to WWE, and
Yeah,
it
I
was
don't blame.
just
I
Miro.
honestly don't blame him for wanting to go back to WWE. I mean, hell, his wife works there. It's a different culture.
Yeah,
I think he'll do fine.
yeah. So Miro gets a win. It's a pretty big win, and overall, I enjoyed this match. I thought the storyline was stupid, but
hmm
I'm one of those guys. My new saying is just fuck your story. Oh, the story
Yeah,
makes sense. Here's the thing. Story folks, sit down. Sit down. Sit down. Boom, boom. I want to buy a new shirt that says fuck your story. If your story makes no goddamn sense, I'm going to tell you it makes no fucking sense. And here's the problem with a lot of the stories. It's the holiday season. It's New
hmm
Year's Eve. Go talk to a non-wrestling fan and explain Samoa Joe. Explain Miro and CJ. You don't have to mention it's wrestling. Just play, hey, I'm watching TV and this is going on. And watch them go, that makes no sense. It makes no fucking sense. So you want gimmicks. You don't actually want stories. Because stories go somewhere. This ain't a
hmm
Twitch stream. There's a purpose of what the fuck's going on. I don't know. I'm just really big into like people like, well, we need stories. And then you see Miro and CJ and you're like, all right, explain that story. Go, let's say there's a TV show back in my day that I watched with the ladies. It was called Desperate Housewives. Not the best show, but god damn it, they knew how to tell a story. Go find someone, because this seems very Desperate Housewife-ish. Go tell someone the Miro CJ story. And they'll just look at you like, what? The fuck are you talking about? Samoa Joe, you did a story, right? Go find someone that fucking watched Rocky and explain Samoa Joe's story. They'd be like, what the fuck? Timeless Tony Storm. That's a gimmick. That's not a story. And you're like, one day May's gonna turn on her. It's not a fucking story. It's a gimmick. It's just a fucking gimmick. Do we not know what a fucking story is? Do we not know what a fucking story is? Boom, boom. I haven't streamed her. I've been sick, so I might be ranting more than usual. I thought this was the best match of the first hour, maybe up until the last 3 matches.
Right.
And that might not be a compliment.
I don't understand. I don't understand. Okay, so CJ comes in. Mira doesn't want her to manage, so she starts managing anyway. Mira starts beating up people to, because he doesn't want anybody, being around his wife. Okay, I can understand that. And then, so she finally gets a client. She gets him in the Continental Classic. He doesn't win it, but still, she goes out and has a match, and she has to do her job as a manager. And then just out of nowhere, she turns on him. I'm like, okay, the whole point of this was what? I'm legitimately asking a question.
Story. It's
I'm
story, boom boom. You need story, boom boom. You need story. Boom boom's like, I was expecting a better answer than that, but
yes, I was. But moving on to the
boom,
next.
Boom, I'm
match
high
here.
on cough medicine. I've been fucking drinking cough medicine for the last fucking 20 days. How can you be sick for 7 fucking years? I've been sick for like 8 years. I don't know how long I've been sick. But
I don't doubt it, Coco. I don't doubt you've been drinking cough medicine, Coco. I don't doubt that for a second.
All right, let's move on to the next match.
We kind of foreshadowed this in the last match here, but yeah, next was the AEW Women's World Championship. Toni Storm defending against Riho. I felt like this match was just kind of doomed from the get-go, because was there anybody anywhere who legitimately thought Riho was going to win this?
I'm going to say probably not, but yeah, probably not.
I feel like AEW is kind of like going to have to start retooling how they're booking Toni Storm, because I mean they were cheering the hell out of her. And I think they put Riho in a bad position because they pulled her out of nowhere, tried to heat her up real quick for about 2-3 weeks to have her challenge for this title in this match that nobody thought for legitimately she was going to win or come close to winning. Riho, I mean, by the way, and it's not, I don't hate Riho. In fact, I like Riho. I want to see more of Riho. And I've heard all the comments and stuff, and this is America. You're entitled to your opinion, even if it's wrong. You're still entitled to it. I think she did about as good as she could with what the hand she was dealt. I did like the fact that they were playing with Toni Storm working over Riho's back, and in fact, because I felt like commentary could have corrected a few. There was one where Riho went to go up and slam Toni Storm, and it just didn't work out. I mean, she basically just kind of dropped her, couldn't get her up, and I figure right there, commentary could have covered for it by saying, "Oh, Toni Storm's been working over that back. You could tell it's really taking a toll because Riho couldn't get her up for that slam." Instead, like, did they get it? Yeah, I think she got enough of it, and I'm just like, no, she didn't. Um, I I think things could have been done better because Riho got treated like this was kind of like reminded me something like Power Rangers or Sailor Moon, where you have like the villain of the week.
Yeah,
that's just what it felt like. This was the villain of the week, and I do like the timeless gimmick. I did like the one where Luther put Toni Storm on his shoulders, and she basically ran along the side and clotheslined her. I did get a kick out of that.
All right, boom boom. I'm gonna hot tag in real quick.
Thank you.
I love Toni Storm in Japan and Europe and Australia. I loved Riho in Japan. And I said if timeless Toni Storm happened in WWE, people would think it was dumb. I said the gimmick is fucking stupid as fuck. There's a couple one-liners. I pull oranges out of my ass. Bloop. Oh, look at that orange out of my ass. Watch out for the shoe. She can make you giggle. But if this was WWE, everyone that watched her in Japan and Europe and around the world would say WWE ruined her.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, all right, May's going to change. Spoiler, May's going to turn on her. Where's the story? Where's the story? So there's your fucking story. So you have timeless Tony Storm, once great athlete, now Doink the Clown. There's Rio, once great athlete and spectacle. I'm washing my hands of him. I am fucking tired of saying, oh, wait till you see the real Tony Storm. She doesn't exist, just like the real Kenta doesn't exist anymore. Oh, wait till you see the real Riho. The real Riho doesn't exist anymore. These are two women on national television that gave up pride and determination. And I'm fucking done. I'm done pretending one day we're going to see Tony Storm just like we did in Stardom. We're not. I'm going to say, oh, Riho, she's going to fucking rock the world. I can't fucking wait. She's not. I'm washing my hands of them.
And here's something funny here, because I do like the timeless character. And my wife watches AEW with me, and so I kind of give her little factoids and stuff while I'm watching. I was like, oh, yeah. I was like, honey, did you know that Tony Storm is married to Juice Robinson? And she was like, really? I'm like, yeah, really. She's like, how does that work? I mean, look at her. She's so elegant, and he's so goofy. And then when Tony Storm did the timeless Tony Storm gimmick, she just leans over and goes, nah, yeah, I see how their marriage works now.
Yeah. The funny thing is, my wife said the opposite. Juice Robinson was so over. And then he went to Bullet Club and went to America. So, I'm just done. I'm done. Dude, I can't say, oh, guys, Tony, you know what I mean? It's like I got to watch Kana, a.k.a. Asuka, grow up. I've actually met her in person. She gave me a haircut. I think we're friends, but when you met someone and they're super famous, you're like, are we still friends? It's that awkwardness. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Like, that's my relationship with her. Like, people are like, oh, ask her for a favor. I'm like, I don't know. She's like, didn't you know her before? I did, but it's different. Same thing with Roderick. And there's a couple people that I knew before they were big stars. But then you're like, do they even remember me? Am I a douchebag for asking them for stuff? But here's the thing. I was always like, Kana, Asuka, she's going to be a star. She's going to be a star. She's going to be a star. And then, bam, you do it. And then I felt the same way about Tony Storm and Riho. They just didn't fucking deliver. And that's the thing with like Yota Tsuji and a lot of these young, great athletes. It just takes one young athlete to go, oh, yeah, you don't have to do all that. Just work the arm. You don't have to do all that. Just work your character. And your soul leaves your fucking body, and you get this. And I'm not defending this anymore. I'm not going to fucking do a review where, like, I can't wait to see the... Because know what I've said the last 876 previews of AEW, boom, boom? I can't wait for the world to see the real Tony Storm. Fuck me. This is the real Tony Storm. I'm an asshole. She gave up having a soul. I'm telling you how many fucking previews I've done of, wow, I can't wait for the world to see the real Riho. Nope. I was wrong. I'm an asshole. This is the real Riho. She's lost her soul. I'm washing my hands of them. I was like, this is it. Because here's the thing. 1v1 pay-per-view. If you ain't going to go all out on that, what's the fucking point?
Well, and I'll say this. I didn't hate the match, but I just felt like sometimes like they were out of position. It didn't work. There were some spots that didn't work out. And I don't know if Tony Storm got a new finish, but she did like this modified neck breaker. She just fucking ragdolled Riho.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. Which, mistakes happen.
Yeah.
I try not to bust too much balls on mistakes. Sometimes it gets sloppy. Mm-hmm. But at least put effort in. Like, here's the thing. If you have two wrestlers and a mistake happens, but they're laying into each other, it's more forgivable. But if you're tap, 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 oh, mistake, tap, 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 mistake, it's like, oh, your timing's off and you have no effort? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You have to have effort and timing.
Mm-hmm.
And
I
if you
think
have neither, I don't want to see you wrestle.
Yeah, I think this would have been better had they had build up because it was just out of nowhere. Riho comes back, attacks Tony Storm. She gets like wins for like 2 to 3 weeks, and now boom, she's in a pay-per-view match. I just felt like they're just maybe they just need to change up some of the things. I think they need to start booking, and I think that's maybe what they're gonna do. They're gonna book Tony Storm as the baby face because I think they're gonna make Mariah May heel. I think that's the way it's gonna have to work, and I think that's what they're setting up for. At least I hope. But let me ask you this booking decision. I mean, do you think that this was about the best they could do without hurting somebody? Because if it would have been somebody different, had it been somebody like Statlander or um, who else, Ruby Soho, just somebody else in that position, do you think it would have hurt them? And just they had to find somebody who would be hurt the least, and that's why they pulled Riho out of a hat.
I like the way you're thinking. I just don't think any of the women have value in the company. Like, anyone could lose. What does it matter? They're only going to build someone up in 2 fucking weeks. Here's the thing. Tony, you've gone on interviews, and you said we're going to be a more sports product. Have your main get rid of 90% of your goddamn titles, okay? 90% of your titles need to go. Have your champions legit fucking wrestlers, and then if you want to do some sports entertainment, where's the Tory? Where's the Tory? Where's the Tory? Do that shit without the title. Just do it without the title. Do it without the title.
I kind of feel like sometimes bookers can kind of use titles as a crutch because, I mean, yes, I mean, that makes sense. If you're the champion, people are going to want to challenge you for the championship, and they're going to do whatever they can to win that championship from you. So that's a storyline there. But if your solution to problems is, hey, let's create another title, I don't think you're doing a very good job booking, in my opinion.
Yeah. And it's not just an AEW thing, because I know people rub their nipples over corporations. No, that's a wrestling thing, boys. That's a wrestling thing. Next, I enjoyed this match. Swerve Strickland with Prince Nana. I just think they're crazy over. And here's the thing, sports entertainment fans. Here's the thing. I need a story. Why not have a great athlete and then put the entertainment around the great athlete? Just gonna throw it out there. Whose house? Swerve's house.
Yeah, now this next match here was not scheduled. It was supposed to be Swerve Strickland versus Keith Lee because they decided to rekindle their feud from 2022 because fuck stories, that's why. But Keith Lee was not medically cleared to wrestle. Keith Lee sent out a tweet or X, whatever the hell they call it now, saying that he's been dealing with injuries since the Arthur Ashe show, and he just wasn't cleared, and he's gonna. So first of all, I hope Keith Lee gets better. That's the first and foremost. Yeah. I hope he gets better. So
I don't know if it's injuries. I don't know if it's injuries. I don't know if it's just bad booking. I don't know if it's discipline reasons. There's a big mystery. But Keith Lee just seems sad from a fan's point of view.
It's like every time he gets any kind of momentum, he either gets hurt or gets sick.
Yeah, and I don't know how much that is kayfabe, not kayfabe, because I want to talk about this with this match. I don't know, Boom Boom. In 2024, can we just not have fake injuries? I just feel
okay.
I just feel fake injuries are fucking
okay. Well, let's get into
MJF,
this match. Let's get into this match so people know what we're talking about.
All right, let's do it.
They made a call to have Dustin Rhodes, who is Keith Lee's tag team partner,
former ACW champion.
Yep. So I was logically, okay, that makes sense. And they did something early where Swerve attacked Dustin Rhodes on the outside before the match even started. Did the Swerve stomp on his ankle on top of a cinder block, shattered his ankle. There's, Dustin may not even be able to get in the ring and compete. Well, he wants to. He's like, no, hell with it. I gotta go compete. So he goes in there and they start the match. So if they would have kept it short, I think it would have been fine. because there's the good guy. He's been jumped before the match even starts. He got hurt, but he's going to try to gut it out. I think Dustin could have done a little bit. This is just my opinion. He could have done a little bit better job of selling that ankle injury, and I think had they kept it short, it'd have been fine because he was selling it really well in the early parts. But as the match went on, he was starting to lean more on that ankle that was supposedly hurt. So in this match, almost went 10 minutes, and I'm thinking, dude, this thing went about 5-6 minutes too long. They
Yeah.
should have kept this thing short.
Or did the
And
spot in the middle of the match or something.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Have it make do some of your stuff. Get his ankle shattered. He tries to gut it out, and he winds up losing, so he goes down heroically.
This
That's
is
fine. But if you're going to do it at the beginning, you need to keep this match short, and you need to tell Dustin sell the hell out of that ankle.
I love Dustin Rhodes more than a straight man should. He
Hmm.
helped me out tremendously in my career. I am super over on Swerve Strickland because he's talented and has sports entertainment, and for some reason,
Okay,
like there's not many
I've
people
got
that
a
have both.
I've got a question for you and the internet infantry.
All right, let me just say one point and you can get to it.
Okay.
I think this is just all on Tony. You have two great athletes. You got sports entertainment. You got wrestling, and we're going super kayfabe here. If you're an idiot and you live in this universe, I know this is gonna sound stupid, Boom Boom, but let's go off this universe.
Hmm.
I would break my arm before every match. People wrestle better with broken arms and legs in this fucking league.
Yeah.
Like if you're being tell me about a story, dude. Like if if I was a betting man and someone's like, I just broke my fucking ribs, my face, and my goddamn leg, I'm like, all right, I put my money on him. They do fake injury storylines in this company way too much.
Right.
And same thing with MJF. It's just like, Jesus Christ. Because here's the thing. You can sell a real injury. Injuries happen. Just tell the truth. Because here's my thing. If you have a fake injury, to me, it's like, oh, you can't wrestle. That's it. If you have a fake injury, it's because you can't wrestle. It's not because you're selling. No. It's you can't fucking wrestle. And that's an insult to Dustin Rhodes. It's an insult to Swerve Strickland. And hell, dude, if you want to do, like, because obviously you want to do the brick spot. Why not just have a 10-minute solid match between these two guys? Because Dustin can definitely give you 10. Swerve Strickland can definitely give you 10. And then Prince Nana sets up the brick, and that's how you end the match. Why the fuck? It's like, I broke my leg. All right, now I have a chance. Like one of my Japanese friends, when he was walking up doing the Mick Foley and he turned around? My Japanese friend goes, oh, he knows his leg is broken. Now he's ready for the fight. And he was being sarcastic, but if you're watching AEW, why wouldn't it be the case? Like, I was going to go to the back, but now that I know it's completely fucking shattered, my chances of winning have gone up. It blows my mind how bad the MJF Jay White match was. And they made a mistake, and they're like, dude, let's fucking double down on it. Let's triple down on it. It's like, all right. Bold move. Two great athletes that were ruined by booking.
Hmm. All right. So my question for you in the internet infantry: Dancing Prince Nana, a fan or not a fan?
I am the biggest fan in the world. And it's because he brings sports entertainment, he brings happiness without ruining the product. You can't say that with Timeless Tony Storm. You can't say that with MJF. You can't say that with everyone. Swerve Strickland loses no credibility in being a badass with having Prince Nana in his corner. It's why Bobby the Brain Heenan, and even though Paul Heyman didn't do as much comedy, I still want to give him a shout out because he's great at this job. Paul Heyman. That's what a great manager should do. You should find legitimate badasses and find entertainment around them. Not make Tony Storm. Not make the new MJF. You know what I mean? This is sports entertainment done right. It's like Mike Tyson and Don King. It's, you know, Bobby the Brain Heenan and Andre the Giant. It's just perfect. The hype man, like, I don't know. I am beyond pro Prince Nana, and I don't think a lot of people would see that coming from me. But now that I explain myself, I hope people understand. What do you think?
I like it. I'm a big fan of it. I love it. I think the crowd loves it. I think everybody's into it. And I'm going to say something here, and I don't think I'm crazy for saying it, but and tell me if I am. I think you could. I think Swerve Strickland should be AEW champion.
I mean, if they don't book Samoa Joe better, I agree.
I'm like, I don't hate that idea. I think he would be a good champion. But that's just my opinion.
And
also,
if you time it right, you can make it where it's like the Acclaim. Like, I feel like the Acclaim has been timed horribly. Timing, and once again, I bring this up because I feel like a lot of YouTubers that, I don't know, not even YouTubers, I feel a lot of people that talk about pro wrestling don't realize how timing is important. Like, that's always a factor out of their head on their opinions. And I think Swerve Strickland and timing will matter, just like it did with the Acclaim. So go ahead, sir.
Also, do you swerve when you drive?
I don't drive, but I was a horrible driver. There is a debate in our comments, though. Fucking Liv Morgan. She's like, she was sober. She just can't drive. I'm like, I don't think that's a good debate. No, I don't. I suck at driving. I live in Japan. I haven't driven for 20 years. And I think if I was wealthy enough, I would definitely have a driver. You know what I mean? Like, I was the type of guy that handed my car keys to anyone. I picked up some Japanese business friends at an airport once. They pulled aside, like, I don't have my license in this country, but no. I am a horrible driver. Absolutely the worst. So, I don't like driving because I'm horrible. Do you swerve while you drive?
Only if there's a possum in the way.
Fucking the police are gonna come get you Liv Morgan style. I love too, like, the fact that Liv Morgan had a bunch of drugs, and it was swerving, and people were like, it wasn't a DUI, she just can't drive with drugs. Like, oh, wow. Fucking lawyer up in the comments. I didn't beat my wife, I just murdered her. All right, thanks, lawyer. Thanks. You did it. Lawyer comments to the rescue. But yeah. All right. Next 8-man tag, we could say, is the most worthless 8-man tag in the history of 8-man tags.
You know, Coco, I'm inclined to agree with you. It's like, it's nothing against anybody in this match. You had Chris Jericho teaming up with Sammy Guevara, Sting, and Darby Allin to take on Ricky Starks, Big Bill, Powerhouse Hobbs, and Konosuke Takeshita. You know, to me, this just didn't work. I know what they were trying to do. You've ever heard the saying, you're going around the world just to cross the street?
Yeah.
Well, this is what they did. They went around the world just to cross the street because they did it so that way Sammy Guevara would pin Ricky Starks, which you think would be setting up the Sex Gods versus Big Bill and Ricky Starks for the tag titles now. Why they needed to drag in the Don Callis family, why they needed to bring in Sting and Darby Allin, I really don't know. I think maybe what happened is since Kenny Omega was out, they had to just completely just redo some things, and they figured, well, fuck it, let's get Sting in there. He can tip his cap, and people can say goodbye to him. So that gets him on the card. Darby Allin, who we have not seen in months or weeks, excuse me. Last I heard, he was training to go in Everest. He just shows up. So they booked, and this just happened on Collision. So they just booked this match. I think this is way too convoluted, and I don't think the crowd was into it at all.
Well, and first off, the Chris Jericho entrance thought it would be a lot different than what it was. Mm-hmm. I think here's the problem. Okay, first off, Kenny Omega is sick, right?
Yes. The Viculitis.
You have him sick. And then instead of having a new match or canceling the match, you just did an 8-man match. And then Jericho, innocent or guilty, is trending for all the wrong reasons. It's like, why have this fucking match? At this point, you're just being stubborn and stupid. Like, you could have did anything. You know what I mean? You literally could have done anything. Like, why ain't it Chris Jericho, Sammy G versus Ricky Starks and Big Bill? Why ain't that the match? It doesn't make sense. Why couldn't Chris Jericho... Like, there's so many options. And poor Takashita just gets lost in a shuffle here. The same thing with Hobbs and Don Callis' fam. I don't know. I'm dying a little bit, but this might be the most worthless AEW pay-per-view match in the history of the company.
Yeah, it just didn't work for me. I mean, I just don't understand why they did this. If this was something like on the pre-show, I can maybe understand because they wanted to get some big names on the card, but I mean, they did all this just so they could set up a tag team title match. You could have done something like this on like Collision or Dynamite.
Yeah, it was absolute fucking garbage. And it doesn't show off the fucking wrestlers at all. It was just fucking garbage. And yeah, it might be the most worthless match in the history of AEW. Because it's going nowhere. You know what I mean? It's absolutely going nowhere. You think it's going somewhere, but it's not. It's... Yeah, I think... Man, this is a rough pay-per-view until the last 3 matches, ain't it? This is a rough fucking pay-per-view.
This was a rough pay-per-view. I was starting to regret getting it. And it didn't get much better with the next match, Koco.
Yeah.
Because now we had for the AEW TBS Championship, we had the champion Julia Hart defending against Abaddon, and Challenger's Choice. Abaddon selected that biting was legal in this match.
Of course.
All right. Again, I didn't really hate this match. It just didn't wow me. And here's a question for you from like a booking standpoint. You've got Julia Hart. Her gimmick is she's with the House of Black. You know, she's kind of like this dark, character. And then you've got Abaddon, who's basically like a zombie. You know, she's like a horror character. You know, her title, the Living Dead Girl. As a booker, would you book 2 people with similar gimmicks together as opponents?
Not unless I was completely shorthanded and never on a big event. And just one more thing that I want to add. Hey, I wouldn't have booked this match unless it was like, oh my god, we need 5 matches and we're so short. You know what I mean? That happens on the indies, which the AEW, WWE, Impact, and MLW don't understand that pressure. So I would never book this match. And there's no fucking way do I book the fucking TBS Championship, a second tier title, above the Women's Championship. It's another thing that fucking irked me. I don't know. This match wasn't for me. I would say average at best, but we're in a shitty mood. You know what I mean? Like, at this point in the pay-per-view, we're in a shitty mood. So an average at best match with biting isn't really turning shit around.
Yeah, to me, it's like they gave Abaddon the Riho treatment. They just kind of brought her out, heated her up, put her in this feud, only to have her fall at the pay-per-view. Julia Hart, I would say she gets my vote for probably one of the most improved wrestlers of the year. She has gotten better, and she's had a better presence. So, hats off to her, for really making her shit work.
I don't mean to shit on her, but Jake Lee has really improved too. I think Abaddon, go fuck yourself. Abaddon, I think got way worse treatment than Riho. Because at least Rio's like, I'm the first champ, but I'm going for the championship. You know what I mean?
Right.
Abaddon don't even have that. She's just fucking spooky.
They tried to save her because they brought in Sky Blue to toss Abaddon off the top rope. Abaddon, she didn't, she did the Undertaker setup, and then she turned her attention to Sky Blue, started beating the shit out of her on the outside. But she only got, she got caught by Julia and then got hit with that moonsault and got pinned for the 3 count. So it was, it was an average. Average is about what I would say.
Yeah. It was average and should be this high up on the card. And the thing is, too, like, it's an average match. Hey, I don't like the spooky. Some people do. So, throw that into the mix.
Well, the spooky part doesn't really bother me. It's just when you have two people and the whole crowd starts chanting, "This is spooky." Literally that's what they're chanting.
I know.
Okay,
It's just like, come
so
on.
you've got two similar characters. I'm just wondering why would you book them together?
Maybe
they're
on a
similar.
Halloween or something.
Yeah, if it was like a Halloween show, okay, that would make sense. But in December on a paper,
Yeah.
Mm.
All right, it proves here. And once again, Tony Khan is being Dixie Carter because he needs WWE stars to help improve his company that he can't run. And I don't mean to be harsh on him, but the Continental Classic was amazing. The last two pay-per-views have been a bit rough, and this one rougher than the last. But next, you got Edge versus Christian or Adam Copeland versus Christian Cage. All right, boom, boom. Hot tag to you.
I'm going to be honest. I really didn't like the beginning of it, but as the match went on, it got better and better, and then I just wound up absolutely loving this match.
Yeah, they built up to it. It's WWE hardcore, and I don't mean that as an insult. It's just the best way to describe it. And they did it pretty goddamn well, and considering how weak the card has been.
Mm-hmm.
And Shayna Wayne and Nick Wayne played good parts in it.
Mm-hmm. I think what worked for me is the fact that these two know each other and they know how far they can go with each other, so they're comfortable with working each other. In my opinion, because you could tell they were getting stiff at some parts.
Yeah, definitely. And on top of that too, it's like the history's there. It's not a story. It's like you don't need to tell a story. It's Edge and Christian.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I don't know. Sometimes the easiest fucking stories are the best stories.
Yeah, I love the interference from the Waynes.
Yeah.
I love the chair spot. I love it when they brought out the ladder. I love it when they brought out the table. But then, to me, where I think they went too far is when they tried to do fire.
Oh yeah. Fire's hard. Fire can fuck up so easily.
Exactly. To me, I know what they were doing and what they were going for, but one, fire's unpredictable. Two, you've got to, like, what they're doing is they're taking Zippo fluid, which, that if you've never dealt with that stuff before, it burns right off. And so what they did was they were doing a spot where they had a table on the outside, and they soaked down it was, I think, Christian and Nick Wayne soaking it down with lighter fluid. They light it up, it gets interrupted, then the fire goes out. Oh shit. So what do? You can't, so it's the good guy supposed to put the bad guy through it, so the bad guys standing on the outside aren't going to help on this spot. So now Edge or Adam Copeland, excuse me, has to go out there. Then now he has to re-soak down the table with lighter fluid, relight it, and then instead of the planned spot was for Nick Wayne to be speared, have Edge come between the top and middle rope, spear Nick Wayne, and he was supposed to fall backwards and go through the table. Well, since he had to relight the table, he had to change everything on the fly, so he picks him up to go for a power bomb and completely missed the fucking table. His Nick Wayne's ass bounced off the edge and hit the fucking floor, flipped the table over, and thank God that put out the fire. But and this is why I just like, guys, I knew what you were going for, but you just don't ever do that again, because it's just it. I mean, you could have.
But like, I think with stuntmen and Hollywood and stunt shows, there has to be an easier way to control fire than what wrestling has been doing for the last couple years.
Well,
there has to be like technology or something that can have the same effect, but it not be out of control. Because here's the part that's weird. It's either you burn the wrestler too much, or the fire doesn't light up enough. And for hardcore wrestlers, every wrestler I've ever talked to, they're more embarrassed if it doesn't light up. Like if they get on fire a little bit longer than expected, that's way better than it not lighting up.
Hmm.
No, I mean, if
I've
they're on fire for fucking 20 minutes, they might panic a little bit, but
yeah. I've seen people. I've seen it. I think maybe this might have been in. Now I don't know if it was an ECW, but I remember one time. I think it might have been the Dudleys, but don't quote me on that one. Use lighter fluid like you would use for like a charcoal grill.
yeah, you have to use a certain type of lighter fluid because one
Because,
won't light up and one will.
yeah, because if you use that, but if you use that, there's a chance that that fire keeps burning. The reason they use the Zippo fluid is because that stuff burns quick. It burns right off.
Yeah.
It's a little bit safer, but
And,
if you
and
leave it
also,
on,
too, like the Zippo, I
Mhm.
apologize, one of them, like, lights up instantly, and one of it takes forever to light up, but it's hard to put out. So, like, the fluid you use
Mhm.
matters. I just don't know which one's which. Because I know one is, like, hard to light up and hard to put out, and one of them lights up right away, but, like, goes out quickly. I just don't know which one's which. Hashtag don't
So
try this at home, kids.
yeah, I wouldn't try that. But anyway, so he brings them back anyway. After that, Copeland goes back into the ring, hits Cage with a nut shot. He hits Christian's own finishing maneuver, the kill switch, gets the 1, 2, 3, new champion. But hang on, kids. Remember when we talked earlier about that battle royal and the contract for the TNT Championship anywhere, place, anytime? Well, kill switch, the artist formerly known as Luchasaurus, goes in there and he's getting ready to cash it in. And then Christian's like, no, give it to me, give it to me, give it to me, whispers something to him. So then he hands the contract over to Christian. Christian signs it, hands it to the referee. Referee's like, okay, and then rings the bell. And then boom, spear by Cage on Adam Copeland. 1, 2, 3, your winner, and once again champion Christian Cage. I don't know about you, Coco, but I love this. I love the
I,
booking on this one. I know it was overbooked, but damn it, I loved it.
I'm kind of in the same boat. Like, I fucking love it because Edge gets his moment without him being stuck as champ. Christian gets to
Hmm.
be like, there is overbooked, and then there's overbooked, and you did it right. And I think a lot of this card is overbooked, but two times they did it right, and this is one time they did it right. And I also think that
Hmm.
the main event, I think the last hour from the Adam Copeland Christian matches to the main event, I think is what makes AEW great. Everything before that is what makes AEW fucking head pounding painful. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense.
So yeah, overall, I enjoyed this a lot, and if you are watching this as a legit review, even though I think most people just watch it as a podcast, which either way, watch it any way you
Hmm.
want. Remember to like, comment, subscribe. If you are watching this as a legit review, I would say start from this match and then read the results for the rest. Do you kind of agree with that?
Yeah, I would. Yeah, if you're gonna start anywhere, I personally probably would have. Yeah, I probably would have started about here. I think the other stuff you just can kind of just read over and gloss over and be fine. But yeah, if you're gonna start watching the pay-per-view, watch it here. So yeah, so start at the TNT, no DQ match and go from there.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Next, we had another title match. This time it was the Continental Classic Finals for the Triple Crown Championship. We had John Moxley versus Eddie Kingston, who won their respective blocks. And I knew I was ready for a hard hitting match, but Jesus Christ, this delivered. They were some stiff shots in there, especially with the chops in the corner. There was one point where I thought Kingston may have actually broke his neck when he went to the outside. I mean, they just kept bringing it to each other. I enjoyed it. We finally had, after some chops, I love this, the Northern Lights bomb. There was a near finish on that one. They fire each other up, and then finally Eddie just throws like this back fist, connects with Moxley, falls on top of him, gets the 1, 2, 3, boom, new Triple Crown champion Eddie Kingston. I mean, that was awesome. I loved it. It was more like a MMA match than a wrestling match. And plus now AEW gets their version of the Triple Crown Championship that All Japan has.
Yeah, and I love tournaments. I love sports style pro wrestling. When King of Sports, New Japan is at its best, I love it. When Noah's at its best, I love it. All Japan, it's been on fire lately, and I gotta go check it out. Um, I love the Basho system and the round
Hmm.
robin tournament. I love everything about this. I'm not a big fan of creating a new title, but I am a fan of if you're going to have 800 titles, they should all be on one guy anyway. I love everything about this. And as a guy that watches every single. Well, that's
Hmm.
not true. I watch the Super Junior tags, the G1, the N1, World Tag League, Super Junior Tag League, and sometimes I watch the Carnival of Champions. Sometimes I watch Drag. So like,
Hmm.
but I never miss a New Japan Noah tournament. I'm gonna say this is the tournament of the year, and they out Japan. They didn't need
You know,
any
I was
fucking
that was
worth.
funny. I was going to ask you that question because I was going to say, hey, how did you like? Basically, it's the G1 Light. How did you feel about the tournament?
I think it's way
The
better than a G1. I think I'm glad it's coming back next year. I hope they do it every single year. I hope they have other titles added to it. I'd rather them win a trophy than a belt. It just seems more tournament-y, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Um, but I do like the Triple Crown champs. I just wish maybe it was a different title, like put the international title in it. I like the fact that there was no outside interference. I love the fact that it was just great matches.
Hmm.
And none of the people were comedy. There was no Yanos. There was no goddamn fucking what's his name Taguchi's. It was just a great tournament. They
And it only
basically
took.
they basically
And
went. Go ahead, sir.
I was going to say, and plus the whole tournament only took 6 weeks.
Yeah, and they basically went to the G1, and people were like, yeah, it's great, but it used to be better. And then they said, well, why don't we just make it great again? And they did it. So from the bottom of my heart, if I could be serious for a moment, fuck you, ghetto. Fuck you, ghetto. I hope President Ace fucking fires you because everything that Japan wants in a goddamn
Hmm.
tournament, Tony Khan delivered. Fuck you, ghetto. Is there, oh, every year there's got to be an Ishii? Who's the Ishii? And I'm sorry, I apologize. I don't mean to bust Ishii's balls. Fucking Yoshihashi. Just fucking worthless cunts everywhere. Shit. Yano, that's the guy I'm looking for. Oh, Yano will Yano. Oh, you gotta have a Yano in a tournament. No. Go back and watch the old G1s. They were just great athletes. Go back and watch the old World Tag League. They were just great athletes. Don't mean to yell at you, Boom Boom. Just get a little fucking emotional about this shit. Tony Khan beat Japan at being Japan. And from the bottom of my heart, fuck you, ghetto. But with that said, there's no fucking way that the World Tag League and the fucking Continental Classic is going on at the same time and they can't swap. AEW send some tag teams over to the World Tag League. New Japan send the guy over, and it could be lower end guys. Like what did FTR do? What did the fucking who's the really popular kids I keep mentioning? The Scissor Me Daddy group.
The acclaimed.
The Acclaimed. What were they doing the whole time? What was Dragon doing the whole time? What was Shingo doing the whole time? Work together or don't. I'm fucking tired of AEW, Noah, New Japan. We work together. No, you don't. No, you don't. WWE sends more fucking talent over than you do. Shut the fuck up and legit work together or stop tickling our goddamn balls. Stop tickling our balls or fucking deliver. And here's the thing. Tony, I've insulted you, but I call it like I say it. I gotta give you a thing. You out ghettoed ghetto. You out Japan. This is the tournament of the fucking year. It's all free on YouTube up until the fucking main event. Eddie Kingston, Oh, I'm sorry. Boom, boom, boom. Can I call the Gaijin hotline real quick? Bring,
Oh,
bring,
please.
bring. Oh, hello. I'm a Gaijin. Oh, if you don't have Yano, how can you have upsets? Fuck you! The Continental Classic did not have a Yano, and there was upsets. Did anyone pick Eddie Kingston to win it all when he was 0-2? No. You can have upsets with talented fucking people. Yeah, that's the
They
fucking
did have an
story.
upset. They had Daniel Garcia beat Brody King.
Yeah, but was it Yano fucking pulling an ad off the fucking ring and whacking a 5-star wrestler in the balls and rolling him up? Was it that? No.
No, that didn't happen.
Exactly. Continental Classic
You know,
dominated the G1.
Coco, I usually kind of disagree with you on things like this, but I believe it or not, you might want to sit down for this one. I actually kind of agree with you.
Yeah.
And
Fuck you,
here,
ghetto.
well,
Let's between me and you. Can we get a fuck you ghetto chant? Let's do it. Fuck
nah,
you, ghetto.
I'm not gonna go in the fuck. I'm not
Fuck
gonna go
you,
that far.
ghetto. Oh, I am. Fuck
Oh, I know
you,
you are.
ghetto.
All right, so here was my thing with it is I love the concept. It's like a mini G1. I think they made it work. AEW made it work for their format because they had 2 shows that they could do this on. So that means with 6 wrestlers per block, that means they have to have 3 matches, which is completely doable on Dynamite and completely doable on Collision. And if something goes wrong, you still got Rampage you can work on too if you need to. So I think that worked.
And one more
Um,
thing.
mhm,
It's also during the holiday season, which is
mhm.
a reason to be it. Second off, a lot of times people get mad. I don't know if I should say the Gaijin Hotline or the Twitter machine. I don't know which one offends people the least. But a lot of times people are like, why are these 2 great wrestlers wrestling? The Continental Classic makes it all beautiful. It's so sweet. You don't need a story. The story is the tournament. The tournament is the story. The story is the tournament. Go on, Boo Boo.
Yeah, the things I didn't like about it, this was nothing to do with AEW. It was, this is where I would get on the Gaijin hotline. There was just some people who didn't get it. And I'm like, what is there not to get? Like, oh, there's no story. And I'm like, I agree with you, Coco. It's like, well, it's a tournament. They want to win the match so that way they get points and they can go to the finals and win a championship. Not everything has to be a blood feud. They could just be, hey, this is a tournament. I want to prove that I can win this tournament. I'm the better wrestler, and I want to get a championship. I mean it's okay to have that as your story. Also, I also found out that some people are really bad at math, or it hurts it because it was like they explained the rules. If you win, you get 3 points. If you lose, you get 0 points. If you go to the time limit draw or a double count out, you get 1 point, and you're gonna have to wrestle everybody in your block and at the end, the top 2 are going to wrestle each other, and whoever wins that's going to go to the finals to face the guy in the other block. And there are people who are like, "What? Huh? Points?"
What do you mean the Buccaneers are number 1 in the NFC South? This is too confusing. What? You have the Buffalo Bills and the Cowboys in the Super Bowl? But what's the story? Rocky wants to defeat Apollo for the title to be champion of the world? But what's the story?
And the other thing that I saw is like, "Oh, I don't get Eddie Kingston, man. I just don't get him. I don't see why he's so popular, man. Well, I don't see what's special about him. I mean, he's just fat." And I'm just like, first of all, go eat a bag of dicks, which is important because that's just not 1 or 2 dicks. That's a whole bag full. But I'm like, guys, the guy is like kind of like the everyman. But he's not ripped. He's kind of chubby, and I'm like, dude, you act like this is something unique. I mean, go back through history. Look at people like Dusty Rhodes,
Oh,
the
yeah.
Bruiser, the Crusher, the One Man Gang. These guys were kind of big guys, but they were tough.
As someone
And that,
that's been covering Japanese wrestling for a while, you
mhm.
have to break it down WWE style. Eddie Kingston is like if Stone Cold and Mick Foley had a kid. That's it. And they're like, oh, I get it now. I get it.
I
There's
just kind of hate
it's
that
a
we have. I mean,
language barrier. It's a
it makes.
language
I
barrier.
mean,
Your brain doesn't work.
oh, that's another criticism they had of Eddie that I can't stand is, oh, he really likes Japan. He's such a fucking mark. And I'm like, he appreciates good wrestling. Go fuck off.
It's like, how dare you? All wrestling should be the same. Tell me a story,
And
Dad.
I also had to explain like the whole Continental Classic. Okay, they're making a Triple Crown. I said and I've told people go look up All Japan Pro Wrestling's Triple Crown heavyweight championship because that's exactly what they're doing. And for those of you who don't know, it was founded in 1989 when All Japan unified the PWF World Heavyweight Championship, the NWA United National Championship, and the NWA International Heavyweight Championship together, and they made one belt out of it. So that's why to this day it's still called the Triple Crown.
Yeah.
So all they did was they combined the ROH title with the New Japan Strong title and now this new Continental title to form a new Triple Crown.
I think in defense of idiots, and it's okay to like not understand stuff, but it's also weird to not understand stuff and be so confident and cocky. And it's okay, like in 2024, if you're like, I only like one company, that's how you should lead off every conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Like, ask me something about, I don't know, Blue Beetle. I don't know, I only watch Marvel. That's an okay answer to have. You can't be like, so what's wrong with Blue Beetle? Is he Spider-Man? Is he just like, what the fuck is wrong with you guys? So yeah. Also, one thing I like is that Bryan Danielson was respectful on commentary during the tournament. I kind of like that. Was a nice touch. It made the tournament feel bigger than it was. So I was kind of shocked that Eddie Kingston won. I didn't think he was gonna win, in a good way. You know what I mean?
Yep, and they were in his backyard, so he got a lot of loud cheers, and him and Moxley. Yeah, there were some callbacks to the previous match they had with the Bulldog chokes. So I think that was a nice touch. So, but overall, I enjoyed that match.
Yeah, yeah. The last hour of World's End is worth every fucking penny. Yeah.
All right, now we get to the main event. It's your scumbag, my scumbag. He's our scumbag. The AEW World Heavyweight Champion Maxwell Jacob Freeman, MJF, taking on the challenger Samoa Joe. And oh, by the way, I want to note for this and by the way, this proves that I'm a very, very good husband. For Christmas, my wife wanted a scarf that looks like MJF's. I am not making this up. I could not, and she knew I couldn't get a Burberry scarf because an actual Burberry scarf will cost you like $600.
Are you for real?
Oh yeah, I'm for real.
Dude, I wear nothing but wrestling t-shirts and fucking... Dude, let me tell you something, Boom Boom. Can I be an old man for a second?
Go for it.
Dude, khaki chef pants are where it's at. They're like Janko jeans, except they look way professional, and they're so fucking baggy. It's ridiculous. It's like wearing Janko jeans, but you can wear it to the office. They're called chef pants. Khaki chef pants. For the fucking old fat man that just wants to fucking have 800 pounds of air surrounding his nuts at all times. Dude, khaki chef pants, wrestling t-shirts, hockey jerseys, hats, and 90% of them were free. So I ain't paying no $600 for a goddamn scarf. I ain't doing it. I ain't fucking doing it. You know doing it? I ain't fucking doing it. Oh, man. Sorry, I got on a tangent. What were we talking about?
Well, the match was about to start, and so my wife goes and gets this cashmere scarf that I got her and put it on to watch MJF's match.
That's adorable. 10 out of 10 wife right there.
Yep. So my wife is a huge MJF fan. See, I actually ordered her an MJF shirt for Christmas, and I went to Shop AEW. Well, here's the problem. Like, this is the only thing I don't like about Shop AEW. I fucked up on the size. I got her like a woman's large but I realized that a women's large is different than like a men's large because when she wears my Yeah, because I wear like an XL T-shirt, and because the regular unisex T-shirts, I wear an XL. When she puts on my XL T-shirt, she practically drowns in it. I mean, it's just so big on her. So I figure get her a large, so that way it'll fit. But when I saw the options, I got her like a women's large, and it was just like way too tight on her. So if anybody wants like a women's large MJF T-shirt, just send me a message. As long as you pay shipping and handling, I will send it to you for just that, for just shipping and handling.
All right, there you go. Yeah,
So
something.
and so I had to turn around and order another MJF T-shirt.
Yeah, it's hard to get your wife's size right
Yeah.
because like here's an example. Because my wife is 9'8", she's the tallest fucking Japanese woman ever,
Hmm.
and I'm 5'11", fat. Right, so I just figured because she's tall, we're the same size. But I bought this like business shirt, like the cheapest possible, like $5, business
Hmm.
shirt. And I was like, it's too tight. And she's like, okay, I'll wear it. I was like, bitch, you ain't fitting in this. You're as fat as I am. She was not. She is tremendously more slim than me. And I don't know why I thought she was fat because she's 8 feet tall. Maybe.
Yeah, and the problem, like what I wanted to do with the AEW shirt was to send it back, be like, hey guys, can I swap it out? Same shirt, just the right size, but Shop AEW, they make every shirt custom. Like you order it,
Ah,
they
yeah,
make it.
because of the
Yeah,
t-shirt shop.
yeah, it's not like, they've got like this big rack of shirts that they just go reach in and grab it, and you can ship it back. They'll just go put that back up and then grab the other one, and no, they make them. They make them
If it
custom.
if it
So
if it was for Jericho or uh what's his name from Gold Bullet Club, not Jay
Jay
White, but
White,
the other one. No, the other one.
Juice Robinson.
Yeah, it was Juice Robinson or Jericho. I'd just buy it for you. I just be like, all right, give it to me. But
But
I don't think my missus even knows
but
who MJF
anyway,
is.
I've digressed enough here.
All right, it's
We get
intermission, boys. We
Yeah,
had two good matches in a row. Give us a break.
yeah, and then so they bring out Samoa Joe, and then they have like this big vignette playing
The
about
vignette
people.
was amazing.
Yeah, it was good. He's our scumbag. He's our scumbag. He's our scumbag. I love that. They bring him out there, and then MJF points to the entrance. Boom! Adam Cole's music hits, and so Adam Cole comes out. The whole crowd just fucking pops, goes crazy. And then we have a match. It was MJF trying to work around his injury. He's got a torn labrum, so his left arm was not only taped but had like this
Boom. Can I have a
brace
timeout
on it.
here?
Yeah.
Fuck, I'm tired of. If he's injured, just have him drop the title. I'm tired of these fake injury bullshit, dude.
No,
I'm
that's
just
legit.
tired. Well, then fucking drop the title right away. I don't want to fucking see you limping around. Go on, I'm sorry. Just fucking tired. Everyone's fucking got something broken bullshit.
So they actually I think they had a pretty decent match. I think MJF tried to outsmart Joe, by thumbing him in the eye, low blowing him, trying to get the referee distracted, was trying to get, use the Dynamite Diamond Ring. In fact, there was one point where he transitioned into Salt of the Earth, but since his arm is so banged up, he used the tape on Joe's hand for like leverage, and of course that got busted up. There was a great spot where Joe hit the muscle buster on MJF. He jumped from the ring apron down to the floor and spilled MJF on the apron. That was to me that was awesome. There was a spot where MJF intentionally ran Samoa Joe into the referee. Referee goes down. He goes to Cole asking for the diamond ring. Cole's trying to find it. Eventually, he finds it, pulls it out, hands it to him. He gets caught in the choke by Joe. He's trying to flip around. He's trying to do the transition out, gets caught back in it again. Referee starts to go check on MJF, lifts it up once, lifts it up twice, then lifts it up a third time. It hits Joe's leg. Referee kind of pauses for a second, goes, "Nope, that's it," and rings the bell. So,
I thought the pause was a nice touch.
yes, the winner and new AEW World Heavyweight Champion is Samoa Joe. I actually think the match was pretty good considering they were working around MJF's injury. I think this is what they were setting up for. They were trying to keep Max out of the ring as long as they could to see if this injury maybe would heal up or do something on its own. But it's looking like this is actually pretty serious. So I think this is why he dropped the belt. I didn't think they were going to drop the belt. I didn't think he was going to drop the belt. I thought maybe what they would do is have him squeak by Samoa Joe and then have him do like a story where he was going to face off against the devil and all his minions.
Yeah.
We'll get to that in a second. But no, they went ahead and got the championship off of him. Now, I've got to ask you this, Koco.
I'm a big Samoa Joe guy, by the way, so I'm happy for this.
All right. Well, this is where the question's going. With the whole landscape of all elite wrestling, with all the talent they've got, and now you're champion, he's hurt. You need to drop the belt. You've got to do something. Do you think Samoa Joe was the right guy to drop it to?
Yeah. And you can build up Swerve Strickland next. I do. The only difference is, the only thing I did not like, I liked everything about this. Except the story. Why does Joe have to be the dumbest human being on planet Earth? If you start the feud, Samoa Joe and MJF, the whole feud, I would love, you know how they do recaps of, like all the Continental Classic is free on YouTube. Stardom's big event this year because of pay-per-view problems is free on YouTube. The Bloodline is free on YouTube. Just a story, you know what I mean?
Right.
I would love them to explain Samoa Joe's storyline. Because I don't think people pay attention when they want stories how dumb that human being was. Like, go back. If they did the clip show, because did you notice they didn't clip up to this? That was a very smart move. Because Samoa Joe, character-wise, not the real person, character-wise, might be the biggest fucking moron ever in pro wrestling. Might be the biggest fucking moron ever in pro wrestling. And you know what? It's a brand new year, world's end. Let's just forget about Joe and his fucking brain problems. And they're teasing him for Swerve Strickland next, and that should be amazing. And I hope that he's not going to be a transitional Iron Sheik, but he looks like he's going to be a transitional Iron Sheik. You know, where it's like, all right, yay, you beat this guy. Now here's Swerve Strickland to beat you. So, I don't know. I'm happy for Joe. I just wish how we got here. But, like, here's the thing. I am willing to forget the story. But if everyone's like, I need a story, explain Samoa Joe's storyline. Like, I'm going to throw out a challenge. Because, I know Tony Khan listens to an hour and 27 minutes of us talking about AEW and our wives fitting in t-shirts. Here's the challenge for you, Tony Khan. Have the balls to patch together a YouTube video of Samoa Joe's storyline to the title without editing out anything. You don't have the balls because it was dumb. D-U-M-B, dumb. So yeah. I'm happy for Samoa Joe, but how we got here was fucking, oh God.
Right. Yeah, it was kind of cringe. But I think you could say it was all orchestrated because here's what happened next. This is what's going to have everybody talking. After Samoa Joe leaves with the title, in comes the minions, the guys dressed in black. And they go and they rush both Max and Adam. One of the guys has a chair, and then MJF is, don't hit him, hit me. And Adam Cole's like, no, don't hit him, hit me. Don't leave him alone. And it kind of goes back and forth because they're both prone, being held down. And then the lights go off. The lights come back up. Now Adam Cole is actually sitting on the chair. The four henchmen pull off their mask and reveal that it's Roderick Strong, Wardlow, and the Kingdom.
It's one of those things. I go ahead, boom, boom.
And then they feed him to Wardlow, who hits him with the Powerbomb Symphony. Cole pulls out the Devil's Mask, drops it on MJF, and then ends the pay-per-view.
Roddy did not go light on him on that knee, though.
Oh, that knee, yeah.
Roddy, Jesus. I love you, Roddy, but Jesus Christ. I loved it. Here's the thing. It reminds me of the meme of the astronaut, and it's like, it's always been, that meme? He goes, it's always been Adam. It was Adam Cole. It always has been. That meme.
Yeah, where the astronaut's pointing the gun at the other astronaut.
Yeah. I saw that. I don't know who made it, but I fucking died laughing. Because here's the thing. I thought they nailed the ending. It was overbooked beyond belief.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought it was amazing. When the lights went off and he was just sitting there, I was just like, well, fucking done. You know what I mean? And I don't know. I think if you're honest with yourself, you kind of always knew it was Adam Cole, but they did a great job of getting us there, and that's good storytelling. But what about Samoa Joe? Shut the fuck up. One thing can be good, and one thing can be horrible. Sorry, I didn't want to fucking yell at the voices in my head. I just thought this was fucking fantastic. I think it was fucking done well. I just thought it was pretty fucking clever. And the shot of him sitting in a chair is fucking great. Now, Samoa Joe's the dumbest man alive. He walks out with the title, but did he pass stupidity on to Adam Cole? Because Adam Cole doesn't have the title. So Samoa Joe's not in the group. Is stupidity a fucking... You know what? Fuck it. Let's just roll with it. I enjoyed it. I thought it was amazing. And I thought MJF and Adam Cole put their all into putting it over. And it was one of those things. It's like, oh yeah, this is obvious, but it was well done. And I'm okay with obvious if it's well done. Unlike fucking stupid ass Samoa Joe, and I love you, Joe. I'm so happy Joe won, though.
Yeah, okay. As far as the big reveal goes, I originally had this pegged because I thought, okay, because remember MJF is going to say nobody's on the level of the devil. It's like, I'm below, basically I'm the most evil person ever. I'm so conniving. And then I thought, well, if the devil is, I was like, maybe it's Adam Cole because he's like, oh, really? I can show you what fucking evil is.
Yeah.
And then I thought, well, maybe he's going to have the Kingdom and Roderick Strong with him. Well, then Cole got hurt. And I thought to me, it looked like they were rewriting their plans to where it was going to be somebody different. Like it was going to be somebody like debuting. It was going to be some new people. I thought, well, maybe they're going to have Sean Spears as a henchman. Maybe they're going to have Kyle O'Reilly as a henchman. Maybe they're going to take somebody that they're not doing anything with, like a Parker Boudreaux or an Ethan Page, and then have them be like the henchmen. But I was completely wrong. And I guess maybe it's one of those. I think everybody had an idea maybe what was going to happen, but when Cole got hurt, we said, no, they can't do that now. They're going to have to do something different. It looks like they're rewriting this for something different, but they stuck with the original plan. And so we kind of fooled ourselves. AEW didn't fool us. We fooled ourselves. I do like it because, Adam Cole does play a good villain.
Yeah.
He
plays both sides really well.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's one of the few wrestlers that can play both sides really well. So, I don't know. It reminds me of Otani. It was like, remember when they were like, oh, where's he going to sign? And it was a big mystery and everyone was guessing. And at the end, he signs with the Dodgers. And you're like, oh, yeah, that kind of makes sense. I see it. That's how I feel about this. It's like, oh, it's probably Adam Cole. But it could be him. And then it is Adam Cole. It's like Otani signing with the Dodgers. You're like, it could be the Blue Jays. It could be like, it's probably going to be the Dodgers, But it's done well. I thought it was done really well, minus Samoa Joe. Mm-hmm. The Samoa Joe stuff could have been a lot better, let's be honest. Poor Samoa Joe. At least he gets a title out of it, At least he gets a title out of it. And I take it Swerve Strickland is probably next to that lineup of situations going on.
Well, at least I hope so.
I mean, they've already teased it a little bit. So
yeah, I could just see. Okay, it makes sense because Cole can be a good villain. It would make sense why Wardlow would want to join the group because he can't stand Max.
Yeah.
And then of course you got Adam Cole and the Kingdom. They're friends with Cole, so I mean I can imagine them going along with it. So that makes sense in my opinion.
And of course you got Rowdy, Roderick Strong. So for those that don't know, I've been a fan and I guess a friend. I don't know. He's famous now, but I've known Roderick Strong since he first started in wrestling. So,
So,
it's kind of
here's another
cool to see
question.
him. Yeah.
Is this it for MJF? Because remember about the so-called bidding war of 2024.
I'll be honest with you. I would just drop that whole thing. Uh, I think, I know this is going to sound bad. And maybe this is just my take. This is my take, but it's a strong my take. I don't know if people are going to agree. I don't want to hear about the bidding war of 2024 ever a fuck again after I saw MJF Jay White. That was such a shitty match that I would help pack your shit to leave the fucking building. Like, I think he's a WWE character stuck in AEW. Like, I think AJ Styles is an AEW wrestler stuck in WWE. I think MJF. Like, here's the thing. Just make a trade. Give us AJ Styles. We'll give you MJF. Just make a fucking trade. A swap right there. The first trade in wrestling history. Probably not, but, follow me on this one. It just seems silly. And not only that, but Will Ospreay's coming soon. It's like, I don't know. I was always under the impression of MJF is absolutely fucking hilarious as sports entertainment. Show me what you got. Oh, him and Adam Cole's match was fucking amazing. All right, I'm on board. But that Jay White match was so fucking bad that if I was backstage, it's like, Bid Award 2024, I'm like, don't worry, I packed your shit. I called Vince. All right, you're just going to drop the belt to Joe, and I'll see you later. They're like, what about the devil? God damn it, Tony. I don't know. That fucking match against Jay White fucking broke me. I don't think you realize how shitty of a fucking match that was. So here's my thing. If you're just going to be an entertainer like Tony Storm, you should have a company that's for entertainment, like DDT, and then you should have a company that's just for wrestling, like Noah. And then us fans can know. Have you seen my pizza video, Boom Boom? It's insane, but I like it. You should watch it. I normally don't ask you to watch shit because we talk 24/7. I'm kind of proud of that pizza video. I fucking break down pro wrestling as a pizza, and it's an insane person. It's my Charlie Day moment. But I think it makes sense. Boom Boom, any final thoughts, sir?
Well, just a little bit of an update that I'm seeing here. It's now looking like, and this is according to 411mania.com, no sponsorship. It's looking like MJF is expected to take time off because of his injuries. And as far as the bidding war of 2024, it is believed that he has re-signed with AEW over a year ago.
Yeah, I always knew that. But it's kind of obvious. Because here's the thing. I don't want to be an idiot, but if they say it on television, it's most likely already a done deal. I mean, unless you're a fucking moron. So, yeah. Well, hopefully MJF heals up. And listen, if you're going to be the fucking champ, just have champion-style matches. And the good thing is, at least when he gets healthy, he'll be going against Adam Cole. So that'll be an interesting situation.
Well, we got to wait on Adam Cole to get healthy.
Dude, they could just feud forever. It'll be like Spy vs. Spy.
Oh my God, there's a Mad Magazine reference.
Hell yeah. Dude, all right. If you made it 1 hour and 38 minutes of me and Boom Boom talking about AEW, first off, Big Peepee, you're awesome. And second off, fucking just mad, what was it? Spy vs. Spy. Do you remember? Just put Spy vs. Spy in the comments. A, it helps us fucking grow and all that bullshit. But it also feels good, Like back in the day, we used to give a number at the end. Did it always feel good when you're like, if you made it this far, say the number 45. And it was 45, and you're like, yeah, that's a real one. All right, so today's password, if you made it 1 hour and 38 minutes and 56 seconds in, is Spy vs. Spy. You know what's so funny? There's so many people go in the comments don't actually watch the videos. Because I did a test to see so many people just leave comments and don't actually watch the videos. That's why, like, if you want to be a YouTuber, that's why clickbait works so much, because people just want to give their opinions. So just a question. We should be world end ? Jericho ? And I'll be like, this is what I think. And then YouTube's like, well, that person thinks that. I hate that. algorithm. But we have to live with it. By the way, we're YouTube partners now, Boom Boom. Are you fucking dressed up in a suit? Did you fucking do a little Ric Flair strut? Dude, we do keep an eye, though. Boom Boom did a review of, I don't know, Sunny. We'll just call it the Sunny review to be safe. And it's made us 13 cents. And the fact that that video has made us 13 cents, that makes it the most valuable 13 cents I've ever earned, Boom Boom. So give yourself a Barry Horowitz. If you know, you know.
Yeah, if you know, you know. People thought I was going to get in trouble. People thought I was going to get fired over that review.
Yeah, that was something. That was
and I
something.
didn't even do anything wrong.
I guess not, man. I guess not. Anyway, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy New Year. Boom Boom, do you have anything else to say? Because I'm going to eat this orange. You know it's been a long review when you're sick and you start eating oranges. Like, and I'm on camera, so it's just like, is Dave sneaking a little orange in? Yeah.
Nah, let's see. I
Tony
got some
Storm
words
butt. All right, I was going to say, not from Tony Storm's butt. Go ahead.
Well, I do have some words of wisdom, but it's not from Tony Storm. Actually, it's, let's see, never spray water on a hornet's nest.
That's fair. That's fair. I've done it before, but yeah, through experience, bad idea. Bad idea. Boom, boom. I love you. Happy New Year. Hopefully the world doesn't end. 2024, hopefully me and Boom Boom, I'll be making tons more videos. Hopefully we'll get Boom Boom here to make more videos. He has a real life job. I'm retiring, so I am retired. Been retired for like 2 years. I'm retiring again. So I'm hoping to make more and more YouTube videos and go to a lot more events. What's your New Year's resolution?
My New Year's resolution is I need to get a little bit better shape. I need to cut down on my stress as well.
See, I got to do both of those things, but I'm not putting that on the list. I don't want to fail. My New Year's resolution is I want to go to more live events. I'm just going to become a more live event person. I think pro wrestling's better live. And I know it's hard not to clickbait because it's just easier, but I kind of want to be a channel of genuine voices. Like, we're not pro one company, anti one company, but just genuine voices. Have standards. Not everything is awesome. Because, like, I see people all the time. We got to be more positive. We got to be more negative. It's like, just be genuine. Just 2024, the year of genuine voices. But here's the thing. I was talking to my Japanese friend about this. And I always say Japanese friend. It's not the same guy. It's just they, for some reason, don't want to say their names ever. It's a Japanese thing. But, like, I was talking to Susan, and Susan's like, how dare you? 6 people saw that. But I had a Japanese friend and say, like, to have a genuine voice, you have to be brave and educated and have standards. And I think, like, it would be great if the world just had genuine voices. You know? Wouldn't that be a good world? Be more genuine. You don't have to be positive all the time. You don't have to be negative all the time. Say, I don't know more. You know? I think we have to lead the league in I don't knows. Especially when I'm live. People are like, what do you think about this? I'm like, I don't know, man. Don't have no fucking strong opinion on it. But I don't know. It's because sports news and wrestling, it's all hot takes. It's all reactionary. And it sucks because, like, as someone that's trying to grow a YouTube channel, you're like, oh, yeah. If I have a fucking hot take on it, I'll get more views. And you're like, God damn it. Oh, well. We live in a world of hot takes.
Oh, I know. That's the worst.
It's like, oh, my God, ice cream. It's fucking killing cows. I don't know. Maybe it is. I don't fucking know, man. Well, tell your missus Happy New Year. And I think it's time to like, comment, subscribe. And if you're a real one, lasted this long, put spy versus spy. You'll probably have some internet troll or internet commenter be like, I like that show. That show sucked. That's not the point. The point is to know that we love each other. Boom, boom. This is the longest I've talked since being sick all week. All right. Booms, I love you, brother. And with that, I am over. Oh, yeah, we're KocoSports and everything. Hey, go check it out. Check out everything. That'd be cool.